We often talk about how important it is to document what is happening right now, because there will be a time in the near future where not only will we have de-Trumpification, but there also will be justice for the illegal things members of the regime are doing right now. In particular, we talk about how important it is that all of us show up with our whistle brigades and with our phones to document what ICE is doing in communities around the country, not only against immigrants, but also against American citizens. This year, I have covered so many stories of misconduct and abuse that ICE and DHS have committed against immigrants, against American citizens, the number of lies that are being spewed by Tricia McLaughlin and other DHS spokespeople, the number of cases, charges that ICE has tried to bring, the number of arrests, the violation of people's rights. How many of those cases have been thrown out? How many people have done nothing wrong, but the regime, through the Department of Homeland Security, is targeting them? How many illegal actions ICE and Customs and Border Patrol are carrying out on a daily basis? And we're like, where's the justice for that? I know it's really hard to realize that justice is not coming today, but it's really important that we make sure that we get that justice in the future. And part of that is that we have to push our elected representatives, right? We have to demand anybody that's running for elected office, they have to be committed to accountability and justice. They have to be committed to making sure that there is a day of justice for what is being done now. We cannot have this swept under the rug. We cannot have the future of this country be, let's Merrick Garland all of this. We can't do what Joe Biden did, which is just like pretend that none of this happened and like pay a little bit of lip service, but like never actually get justice. No, all of our elected officials have to commit to investigations, prosecutions, and justice. And it's interesting, I'm seeing one elected official who has been doing that particularly strongly. And this is not like a glowing endorsement of me for him in any way, because I understand we have politicians who are maneuvering right now. I understand that we have politicians who are looking at the future and trying to do the calculus of like, where is it that I'm going to fall? What is it that the people are demanding? I mean, I think that's important to recognize, right? Our elected officials, we need to treat them not as saviors. They're not going to save us. They are tools that we can leverage so that we, the people, not only get representation, but that we get justice. So when I saw this on Instagram this morning, I was like, oh, okay, this is the kind of positioning that I want to see more of from our elected officials.
The House Oversight Committee has launched the Immigration Enforcement Dashboard. We are documenting ICE agents who have assaulted American citizens or violated the human rights of immigrant families and even their children. If you have seen ICE abuse, if you have seen ICE violate the law in your community, please contact our committee. Here is the link. As a son of immigrants, this is personal for me. We simply can't allow ICE agents who have violated the law to escape accountability. This is the beginning of a process that will lead to investigations and accountability under the law.
Okay, this is a good start. So I went to the link that Rep. Rokana and the House Oversight Committee posted. It is oversightdemocrats.house.gov. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I will have the full link in the video description. It says, under the Trump administration regime, reports of abuse and possible misconduct during federal immigration enforcement operations have been widespread, including serious allegations against officers with U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. To fulfill our oversight and legislative responsibilities to protect and defend the Constitution, Oversight Committee Democrats are compiling a verified public record of possible misconduct incidents after they occur. This work is part of our ongoing effort to hold the federal government accountable to the people it serves and to help Congress, journalists, and the public monitor patterns of possible misconduct that threaten civil rights, due process, and the rule of law. This is a new website, but already there are 288 entries. And I think it's particularly interesting that you can submit to the House Oversight Democrats and then they post it publicly. So this is available for us. It's available for journalists. This is what an accountability archive looks like. This is what it looks like for us to document. So if you've filmed something that ICE has done, if you have documented ICE or Customs and Border Patrol breaking the law, potentially breaking the law, doing things like lying, including lying under oath, misconduct by federal immigration enforcement agents, etc., etc. What they don't want is just random social media posts without any corroboration. What they're looking for is incidents that are verified by media. We need to not only record what's happening, you need all of the details around the incident. All of the data that you can bring is crucially important. They're not looking for your viral social media video on Instagram with no context whatsoever. They're looking for actionable evidence that can be used not only in congressional committees in the future, that can be used by journalists, that can be used in a court of law. I really encourage you, if you have any of that kind of documentary evidence, that you submit it here. This to me is really crucial. We have to start talking right now, really vigorously. We have to set the expectation that our elected officials will focus on justice in the post-Trump era. If there's a Democrat who's not openly talking about the importance of holding the Department of Homeland Security and individual ICE agents accountable for breaking the law, then we need to ask them, why aren't you talking about this? Why is this not a serious part of your platform? Why is justice for the American people? Why is upholding the Constitution not a key component of your election or re-election campaign? If you are looking to vote for somebody in the Democratic primaries for Congress, either the House or the Senate, you need to be pressing them on this issue. What does it look like for you? What are you envisioning for the post-Trump era? What are your steps to make sure that we get justice for all of the illegalities that are occurring now, for all of the violations of our rights that are occurring now? We should all be pressing Democratic candidates vigorously on this issue. I'm telling y'all, the way forward out of this is not by our elected officials saving us. It's by understanding that we, the people, have the power. We have the power at the ballot box, especially in the primaries. We have the power to push and leverage elected officials because at the end of the day, they do answer to us. Please understand that they are a tool. As we are selecting our tools in the primary and the general election, understand that we need to be picking folks who not only are committed to making the Democratic Party an anti-corruption party, where they represent us, the people, not corporate interest, not foreign interest, not billionaire money, not dark money, but us, the people. Because we need that in order to have representatives who will focus on getting justice for us, not sweeping this under the rug so that late stage capitalism can continue to just like ferment and exploit us. No, we need elected officials who work for us, not for corporations. If we want justice, we need them to prioritize that. We need them to prioritize us. So I think this is a good first step, looking to the Democrats on the Oversight Committee who are launching this and who are getting behind it. Again, if you have a Democratic elected official who is not on this Oversight Committee, you need to ask them publicly, what do you think about this? Go to their town hall, ask on their website, ask on their social media, what do you think about this? What's your plan for the post-Trump era for justice? And if you have documentary evidence, if you have all of the adequate information, all of the documentation that could be helpful and could be added to this archive, please go submit it.